The Game Boy Advance is one of my favorite systems. And no, it's not just nostalgia talking. There is something about that era of handheld gaming that just feels incredibly cozy. Long adventures packed into little cartridges, colorful pixel art worlds, and stories you can slowly experience a few minutes at a time. Over the years, I've played quite a few GBA JRPGs that I absolutely love, but there are also some classics that are sitting patiently in my backlog. So today I thought it'd be fun to share 5 GBA JRPGs that I love and 5 that I'm hoping to play sometime soon. Some of these are classics, some are hidden gems, and a couple of them never even officially released in English. Hey friends, I'm Autumn. Welcome back to Cozy Cartridges, your little corner of the internet for comforting games, nostalgic handhelds, and relaxing gaming experiences. If you enjoy JRPGs, retro games, and the kinds of titles that feel perfect for slow evenings and handheld play, grab your favorite snack or drink, get comfy, and let's dive in. First up is one of my favorite Pokemon games ever made. After Crystal, of course. Pokemon Emerald takes place in the Hone region, where you travel across tropical towns, forests, oceans, and volcanoes while building your team of Pokemon and challenging the region's gym leaders. You know, standard Pokemon fare. Like other Pokemon games, the core gameplay is built around turn based battles and exploration. You catch Pokemon, train them, evolve them, and slowly build a team that feels uniquely yours. My one big complaint, though, is the complete absence of Eevee and the evolutions in the Hone region. They're my favorite Pokemon, so every time I replay Emerald, I always wish there was some way to add one to my team. But, there are tons of other Pokemon you can catch. Emerald also adds the Battle Frontier, which gives you an entire collection of unique battle facilities to test your team against. For me, Pokemon Emerald is one of those games that's endlessly replayable. The home region feels vibrant and adventurous, and it's a kind of JRPG you can revisit again and again. Next is one of the most charming RPGs on the Game Boy Advance. Seven Knights Swordcraft Story 2 mixes action RPG combat with something a little different: weapon crafting, a gameplay element I rather enjoy in the Rune Factory series. Instead of simply finding stronger weapons in dungeons or buying them in shops, you can actually forge them yourself. Throughout the game, you gather materials, experiment with different recipes, and create your own swords, spears, and other equipment. Combat plays out in side view arenas where you dodge enemy attacks, land combos, and switch between weapons during battle. The cozy heart of the game comes from the story and setting. You can pick between a male and female protagonist. Then you spend time in town talking to characters, building relationships, and returning to your workshop to craft new gear. It creates a really nice rhythm between exploration, combat, and crafting. And it's one of those RPGs that feels incredibly personal as you slowly improve your equipment and grow stronger alongside the characters around you. Now, if you enjoy tactical RPGs, Fire Emblem The Sacred Stones is one of the best on the system. The story follows twin royals, Irika and Ephraim, as they try to reclaim their homeland after a sudden invasion destroys their kingdom and threatens the world with an ancient evil. Early in the game, you can choose which sibling's path to follow. Irika's route is considered a bit easier, generally, and it's the one I chose. But mostly because I just love getting to play as a female protagonist. Like other Fire Emblem games, battles take place on grid based maps where every move matters. You position units carefully, plan your attacks, and build a team made up of knights, mages, archers, and other classic fantasy classes. What makes Secret Stones especially approachable is the world map. You can revisit locations, fight optional battles, and train your units if you want, which makes the overall experience feel much more relaxed and forgiving than some earlier entries in the series. And like all great Fire Emblem games, the characters are a huge part of the experience. As units fight together, they build support relationships, unlocking conversations that add personality and emotional depth to the story. Permadeath is still a part of the game, but Sacred Stones is widely considered one of the more accessible games in the series. The result is a tactical RPG that feels strategic, character driven, and incredibly memorable on the Game Boy Advance. This next game is a pretty special one. Magical Vacation never officially released outside of Japan, but thanks to a fan translation, it's possible for English speakers to experience it. You can even get it on an actual cartridge to plug into your Game Boy. The game follows a group of students from a magical academy who are suddenly transported to another world after a mysterious accident. Separated from their teacher and classmates, they set out on a journey across different continents to reunite and uncover what happened. The world of Magical Vacation is colorful, whimsical, and full of imagination, and the pixel art is absolutely beautiful, full of vibrant environments, expressive characters, sprites, and little magical details that make the world feel alive. Its traditional turn-based battle system revolves around elemental magic with characters aligned to different elements that influence spells and combat abilities. Between the charming art style, playful tone, and creative world design, the game has a storybook quality that feels perfect for handheld play. From the same developer, Brownie Brown, comes another one of my favorite GBA era JRPGs, Sword of Mana. This game is a remake of the original Mana game that first appeared on the Game Boy as Final Fantasy Adventure. The GBA version expands the story, improves the combat system, and adds a lot more narrative depth. Sword of Mana is an action RPG, so battles happen in real time as you explore forests, villages, and dungeons across the game's fantasy world. The story centers on two protagonists, male and female. You can choose whom you control, connected to the power of the mana tree. Your quest is to reach the tree, gain the legendary mana sword, and stop the Dark Lord from using the mana tree's power for darker purposes. The game also lets you experience parts of the story from different perspectives, which adds depth to the narrative. What makes Sword of Mana so memorable is its atmosphere. Once again, the pixel art environments are beautiful, the music is fantastic, and the adventure has a slightly melancholic tone that feels very different from other RPGs on the system. It's the kind of game that feels quiet, emotional, and perfect for long handheld sessions. Those are some of the games I've enjoyed returning to over the years, even as an adult. But of course, there's also a whole stack of titles in my backlog calling my name, waiting for my next nostalgic, cozy gaming session. Did you know that Megami Tensei once jumped on the Pokemon style monster catching bandwagon for kids? That's right. SMT Devil Children, also known as Demi Kids, lets you step into the shoes of a young hero who discovers a hidden world of demons living quietly alongside humans. Your job? Befriend some of these creatures to stop strange happenings threatening your town. Along the way, you'll explore dungeons, recruit new allies, and carefully manage your team in turn based battles. It's a fun, lighter take on the unusually dark Shin Megami Tensei series, mixing monster collection with charming small town adventure and exploration. One game conveniently included in my NSO subscription is Golden Sun, which follows a group of young adepts who can wield magical powers called Synergy. The story begins when these powers are used to awaken an ancient threat that could endanger the world. You travel across a beautifully crafted fantasy world, solving puzzles, exploring dungeons, and gradually uncovering a much larger conspiracy. Gameplay mixes traditional turn-based combat with puzzle solving using synergy, and the Dean system lets you customize your characters in strategic ways. It's one of the most celebrated GBA RPGs, and I can't wait to finally check it out. Now that I have both the GBA and the Switch remastered versions, I'm really running out of excuses to not play Lunar Legend. In Lunar Legend, you follow Alex, a young adventurer who dreams of becoming a dragon master like his hero. When his village faces danger, Alex sets out on a journey with companions who each have their own personalities and goals. Along the way, he confronts an ancient evil threatening the world and discovers secrets about his own past. The GBA adaptation condenses the story from the original games but keeps the charm, turn based combat, and character driven storytelling that made the series so beloved. Now, this next one shot up pretty high on my must play soon list after the Evilise Chronicles came out on Switch last fall. Final Fantasy Tactics Advance puts you in the shoes of Marsh, a young boy transported to an alternative version of his hometown called Evilise. You form a clan, take on missions, and fight battles on grid based maps. The judge system adds unique rules to each encounter, keeping tactical decisions fresh. It's strategic and deep, but still cozy in the way you grow your clan and slowly explore Evilise one battle at a time. And I cannot wait to return to that world. Mother 3 tells the story of Lucas, a young boy in a quiet village disrupted by the mysterious Pigmask army. The narrative blends humor, whimsy, and surprisingly emotional moments as Lucas and his friends try to stop the army's plans. Themes of family, friendship, and loss run throughout the story, giving it a warm but poignant tone. Gameplay mixes turn based combat with rhythm based attacks, exploration, and quirky side activities. It's a legendary title for a reason, and I can't wait to finally experience it. The Game Boy Advance really was an incredible system for JRPGs. From massive adventures like Pokemon Emerald to hidden gems like Magical Vacation, the library is full of colorful worlds, memorable characters, and stories that feel perfect for handheld play. And even now, there's still so many games from that era that I'm excited to try for the first time. So, I'm curious, what are your favorite GBA JRPGs? Are there any games on this list that you think I should move further up to my backlog list? Let me know down in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications for weekly cozy gaming content. Until next time, may your pixels be bright, your mana full, and your adventures captivating.